Hello students, this is a video for a theorem regarding the p-Sylow subgroup which you can find in your syllabus of your advanced abstract algebra. So here's a theorem which says like this, that if H is a p-Sylow subgroup of a group G and X belongs to G, then we have to prove that X inverse is also a p-Sylow subgroup of G. Okay, so we already know that what is the theorem for p-Sylow subgroup. If you don't know the theorem for what is the theorem for p-Sylow subgroup, you can see the video which is mentioned in the description box, or you can find in our academic channel. Okay, so for this theorem, it is important for you that you should understand p-Sylow subgroup properly. Okay, so according the question of p-Sylow subgroup, it is a surety, it is a confirmation that if H is a p-Sylow subgroup, that means it has a order. The subgroup H has an order, that is p to the power m. Okay, so before going on to that question, or before going on to that portion, we will look on to the things, that what all things are given here. So we can write what is given here. The first is H is a p-Sylow subgroup. Okay, of which group? Group G. So first of all we will define that, or we can say no definition, we can write what is given here. The first of all, the first thing given is we have a group G. Given G is a group. Okay, then P is a prime number. Okay, these are two things you mentioned already. Then what we know, since H is a p-Sylow subgroup. Okay, since H is a p-Sylow subgroup, which implies order of H is equals to p to the power m. Okay, now you wrote what all things are given here. Then we have to write what we have to prove. What we have to prove? We have to prove that X inverse is also a p-Sylow subgroup. Okay, that means if you have to prove that X inverse is a p-Sylow subgroup, then you need to prove two things. Okay, in order to prove X inverse is a p-Sylow subgroup, you need to prove two things. Okay, the first thing is you have to prove that X inverse is a subgroup of G. Okay, and the next thing you have to prove is order of X inverse is equals to p to the power m. Okay, so you can see here the order of X inverse, we can relate it to the Cauchy's theorem. Okay, in Cauchy's theorem, what we have to prove? We need to prove that the element has a power p to the power m. But in this theorem, according to p-Sylow subgroup theorem, we need to prove that the subgroup needs to have a power p to the power m. So here, first of all, we need to prove that X inverse is a subgroup of G. Then we have to prove that order of X inverse is equals to p to the power m. This one you can find in the next video. We will be saying this proof in a detail. Thank you.